It is time to rumble, the Royal Rumble. We now begin the road to WrestleMania with the first premier event of 2022. This is where legends are made and the road becomes very murky, and a wild ride that will take us to AT&T Stadium in Arlington in a couple of months for WrestleMania, the two-night spectacular event. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the recap of the Royal Rumble. This is the Wrestling Forum. I am Michael Fletcher alongside my comrades, Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. We are hoping to get Dee Dee Woodson. I don't know if she'll be with us tonight or not, but without a doubt, this is where the road to WrestleMania begins, and it went down last night. Yes, it was a Saturday night event as we were held from the Dome at America's Center in St. Louis, Missouri, in front of 44,390 of the WWE Universe, and we kicked it off. No pre-show fight. We go right into the event, starting it off with the Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Winner of the bout, 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Seth Rollins by disqualification. Therefore, Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion. Now, this was a very good start to the night. Solid match, great story, especially at the very beginning with Seth Rollins coming out dressed in the Architect, the Shield Seth Rollins, with the gear, with the music. It was a monster pop. It blew the place off, and the match was good. 3.5 stars. However, the ending left a bitter taste in the mouth of myself and my colleagues. We will all agree that this was not the way that it was supposed to go down. Now, if Seth won the title outright, we would have been happy. If Roman would have won it outright, we would have been happy. But this finish felt absolutely anticlimactic, and we all were like, what the heck? Seth Rollins baiting Roman Reigns after he was mocking him with the shield the whole time. Roman puts the guillotine lock. Seth was able to get to the ropes and would not let go of the guillotine choke. Charles Robinson had no choice but to disqualify Roman Reigns, and that was the way it ended. Then Rollins gets jumped by Roman with a merciless, no remorse beatdown with the steel chair. Man. All right. I'm hearing a lot of stuff now coming out that Rollins was supposed to have been in the Men's Royal Rumble match. And as a matter of fact, people are saying Rollins was supposed to win it all. But now, hindsight 2020, that was a big, big, big moment. It was a solid match. It was a good battle. But, man, I am very disappointed in the way that the body of work went down. I don't think there was anything more to add here, guys. So, Anthony Florio, it is yours. Seth wins the match, but Roman keeps the belt.
Like I said the other night, I'm gonna be just a smidgen more generous on the rating. I'm gonna give it 3 3/4 of a star because it was a 4-star match, but I'm bumping it down to 3 3/4. Seth Rollins using his Shield gear and the group's entrance music was a brilliant way to bring him into this match. and get the crowd in the right mindset for the night. As soon as you could hear the words Sierra Hotel over the stadium speakers, the fans went wild. These guys have known each other for years and worked together multiple times, so they are going to have about as much chemistry as you can in this business. As expected, they used that to put on one hell of a match. We will criticize the disqualification ending, but it actually worked for the story being told, especially if this feud is going to continue past the Rumble. The story they told was intriguing, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. Would a pinfall have been more satisfying? Absolutely. But this was still a good match with a lot to like. So I'm going to give it 3 3/4 of a star. And you could easily make an argument that this was the fight of the night. You can make fight of the night arguments for this. And I do see this feud continuing past the Rumble. I think a rematch will be booked and should be booked at the earliest possible date. And I see that going down Saturday, February 19th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia at the Elimination Chamber event. So nothing more to say here. 3 3/4 for me. Michael Bullock, Phenom, let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.5 to 3 3/4. I mean, this was definitely a fine match. I mean, yeah, the ending definitely left a bitter taste in the mouth for many people, but I didn't mind the ending. I mean, I think this will continue this whole story, and I think we could get a rematch, like you said, at the earliest possible date. And I mean, I as well see it going down at the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to add to it. So Fletch, it is yours.
And now we lead off with the Women's Royal Rumble match. If you've been through us or you've seen the Royal Rumble, you know the rules of the Rumble. But if you are doing it for the first time or you're joining us for the first time on the Wrestling Forum, let me give you a brief synopsis and then we'll go right into it. The Rumble match begins with 2 individuals in the ring. Every 90 seconds thereafter, another individual enters the ring according to the number that they have drawn. In the Rumble match, it is every person for themselves, no friends, only enemies. Elimination can occur at any time when a superstar is thrown over the top rope. Both feet must touch the floor. Last person standing in the ring is declared the winner. And since 1993, the winner of that Royal Rumble would receive a title match at WrestleMania. With that said, here we go. Women's Royal Rumble. The first individual who drew number 1 was Sasha Banks. The second person was Melina. The third was Tamina. 4 was Kelly Kelly. Number 5 was Aaliyah. 6 was Liv Morgan. 7, Queen Zelina. 8 was Bianca Belair. 9 was Dana Brooke. Number 10 was Michelle McCool. 11, Sonya Deville. 12 was Natalia. 13, Naomi. 13 was Cameron. I'm sorry. 14 was Naomi. 15, Carmella. 16, Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair at 17. 18 was Ivory, representing the right to censor. 19 was Brie Bella. Number 20, Impact Women's Champion, Mickie James. 21, Alicia Fox. 22, Nikki ASH. 23, Summer Rae. 24, Nikki Bella. 25, Sarah Logan. 26, Lita. 27 was Mighty Molly. 28, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey back. 29, Shotzi. And Shayna Baszler got the coveted number 30 spot. All right. Now in orders of elimination. Melina was the first to be eliminated. Sasha Banks credited with that elimination. Then Kelly was eliminated by Sasha Banks. That's 2 for Sasha. Then Sasha was eliminated by Queen Zelina. Queen Zelina gets Sasha out. At that time, biggest shocker of the night. Then Dana Brooke was eliminated by Michelle McCool. Tamina eliminated by Natalya. Cameron eliminated by Sonya Deville. But then Sonya Deville got eliminated by Naomi. A little revenge. Carmella eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Queen Zelina was also eliminated by Rhea Ripley. It was a double elimination, a double clothesline. Out went both women. Then Charlotte Flair eliminates Aaliyah. Here's where the problem's gonna lie right now. Naomi eliminated by Sonya Deville. That thing that Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock, the one thing they dreaded, the one thing that they were yelling about on Friday night, reared its head again. An individual already eliminated coming back to rob another star in the Royal Rumble match. Florio and Bullock, you guys will get your moment in just a moment. Rhea Ripley eliminates Ivory. Then Michelle McCool got eliminated by Mickie James. Summer Rae eliminated by Natalya. Alicia Fox eliminated by Nikki Bella. Then Sarah Logan both got eliminated. The Bella Twins working together got her out. Then Liv Morgan got eliminated by Brie Bella on that one. Then Mickie James, her Royal Rumble comes to an end thanks to Lita. Lita gets Mickie out. Mighty Molly was eliminated by Nikki ASH. Ronda Rousey then started her run. She takes out Nikki Bella. Actually, she takes out Nikki ASH. Then Nikki goes out because of her own sister. Brie eliminates Nikki. Foreshadowing from a few years ago when it was the other way around. The other Bella, Nikki, eliminated Brie. Brie gets a measure of revenge. But then Ronda goes on a run. She takes out Brie, takes out Shotzi. Bianca Belair eliminates Natalya. And then Charlotte Flair goes on a run. She eliminates Lita, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Shayna Baszler. 4 in a row for Charlotte Flair, leaving Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, the final 2 of the Royal Rumble match. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match in a combined time of 59 minutes and 40 seconds, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey wins the Royal Rumble. Anthony Florio, you mentioned a surprise that was going to be in the Rumble. You didn't mention who the name was on the show. We can now reveal that name. You predicted Ronda Rousey to win the Royal Rumble. Florio, you nailed it. Ronda's going to WrestleMania.
Naturally. Saw it coming from a mile away. But it was nice to see so many of the women from the Divas era get warm welcomes from the crowd. That era gets a lot of stick from fans, but the criticism should be directed at who was booking them, not the talents themselves. Naomi and Sonya Deville eliminating each other means their feud is going to keep going. WWE has been playing the long game with this, but as long as they wrap it up soon, it can still be salvaged. The creative team incorporated several feuds into this match. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH, and even a blast from the past, Mickie James and Michelle McCool from several years ago, the whole Piggy James thing, and Summer Rae and Natalya were all used to keep the contest moving along. As soon as Ronda Rousey appeared, it was clear she was going to be one of the favorites, especially entering the match at number 28. But it was disappointing that we didn't get to see Bayley or anyone from NXT like Io Shirai or Dakota Kai. While the excitement slowed at times between groups of eliminations, this contest had some fun spots and featured standout moments for several competitors. All in all, this was a success, even if it won't go down as the most memorable Women's Rumble match. I would give this 3.5 stars for the effort. And before I move on, the thing that does need to be addressed here. WWE, when are you ever going to stop with the asinine BS that is a superstar getting eliminated by someone who was already eliminated, mind you, with Naomi and Sonya? And I saw this coming from a mile away. I am not at all surprised that this happened. I'm pissed that it happened. It should never have happened. If we were running this, that would be our number one rule of the Royal Rumble match. For someone to be eliminated, it should be by someone who is in the match, not by someone who's already been eliminated or by somebody who was not even in the damn match. We saw that last year with Omos. He did that twice in last year's match. Drove me on a John Moxley 97 Bret Hart rage. But thankfully, spoiler alert, I do believe this was the only instance this happened. So at least they kept this to a minimum, which is good. But honestly, it should never happen. It should never happen. It's an asterisk elimination as far as I'm concerned. That elimination should not have counted. Naomi was robbed, but there may still be a way for her to get to Mania. There may still be a way. That may be the Elimination Chamber. But with Ronda winning it, and MF, you're going to be very happy with what I'm about to say here. There is that the dirt sheets are going around saying that the plan for right now, as of now, unless they decide to change it, the plan is for Ronda Rousey to go after Charlotte Flair and the SmackDown Women's Championship because Fox wants Ronda Rousey. And if that happens, MF, you get the baddest woman on the planet on Friday Night SmackDown. All I can say is business will indeed pick up in the women's division. I mean, that would give SmackDown the edge big time over Raw when it comes to the women's division. To get the baddest woman on the planet. And Ronda will be at Raw tomorrow night in Cincinnati, Ohio, the home of the AFC champions. Thank you very much. So I'm sure maybe we'll see some of them there tomorrow night. You don't know. We'll see. And if they do, all I can say is they're going to get a hero's welcome. That's all there is to say on that.
Absolutely.
So, especially after what they did today. Oh, yeah. So there isn't much more to say on this. It's a 3.5-star effort. It was a fine match, but thankfully we only had one instance of BS. It honestly should not be any. That's something they needed to examine. But obviously, as long as Mr. McDinkleberg or as we call him, Mr. McMagma, is still running things, he's going to keep that in effect. If the day ever comes where something happens and he's finally gone, then, well, that rule needs to be changed. The rule should be elimination by somebody who's in the match only, not by somebody who's been already eliminated or somebody who's not even in the match. We've seen way too many instances of this. And to sum it all up, there are two words that I feel and these are the two words that I best feel about BS like this, and that is grossly unfair. Period. End of statement. End of quotation. Michael Bullock, nothing more to say. When are they going to get it through their thick heads? No more BS elimination. Beyond grossly unfair.
Yeah, damn right it is grossly unfair with this because, quite frankly, for guys, like you said, Florio, I am really getting sick of this. I mean, yes, they did limit it to just this one, but it should never happen. I mean, WWE, you always seem to find a way to get under my thick skin. I mean, we've criticized this, and for some stupid reason, you continue to shove this right down our damn throats. I mean, this elimination never should have happened, should not have counted. Naomi was absolutely robbed. I don't know. They'll never learn. WWE will never learn from this. And you're right, Florio. As long as Mr. McMagma is running this damn thing, he's going to keep this in place. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 3.5 stars. I'm with you on this one. So, yeah, there's really nothing more for me to say. Fletch, I don't know about you, but me and Florio, we're really getting sick of this.
Yeah, no. I mean, even when I saw that elimination happen, I was instantly thinking of you two guys because I knew this was really gonna be a sour point. I knew you guys were gonna lose it, and I kind of felt it was coming. I knew this was imminent, so I knew this elimination happened. Once I saw this happen, I kind of had a real sick feeling that this is about to get ugly. This is about to go down, and it did. So I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is when we talk about Royal Rumbles. Unfair, absolutely. Downright wrong. Abuse of power. You can say whatever you want to say about it. I mean, at this point, you kind of feel like Naomi does deserve a shot at the title. She does. I just don't know if she's going to get a fair shake here. As long as Sonya Deville is running as an authority figure in WWE, it's going to come to a point where either I think management's going to have to fire her as an authority figure and make her a competitor on a full-time basis. That's the only way that this plays out, because I mean some of the stuff that she's done has been bad, but this is the most egregious of them all, to eliminate an individual when you're already out of the Royal Rumble and you pull a stunt like that and you're supposed to be an authority figure for WWE. No, that is absolutely a no. And I am stunned that they didn't let this get away. Honestly, nothing more to say. So, all right, next up, it was Becky Lynch putting the Raw Women's title on the line against Doudrop. Winner of the bout, 13 minutes even, Becky Lynch. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, 3.25 stars is my rating on this. I mean, you know what, maybe 3 stars I think is the better rating. I mean, this was a fine match, but to me, the outcome was never in doubt. I mean, Becky was basically going to walk out with the title hands down. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to add to it. So, Fletch, it is yours.
Yeah, Becky wins the match. I think that's no big surprise. But now the question becomes, what is going to happen with Becky now on this road to WrestleMania? You know, there was talk initially of Becky versus Ronda. I know a lot of people wants to see it, but now they're hinting about maybe Charlotte versus Ronda for WrestleMania. That means Becky does not have an opponent as of right now. So who do you throw? Who do you get? I mean, it's going to be a little more interesting to see what they do with her than anything else. But
Bianca.
I mean, it could be Bianca. It could be Liv.
I'm hearing Bianca in that. The dirt sheet. I read a couple of dirt sheets, and the plan is for them to do Becky and Bianca, obviously, as possibly a revenge angle from SummerSlam.
All right. If they do it that way, then yeah, I'd probably say Bianca gets the belt back. I think this is where I know some people, some are on the side of Bianca Belair, but I know there's a few people that probably would not be happy to see Bianca with that belt. But I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see how it plays out. Other than that, yeah. 3 stars. Anthony, it's yours.
And like I said, Ronda will be on the show tomorrow night. So they didn't necessarily say that she was gonna announce her WrestleMania opponent, but who knows? Maybe she may. You never know. We'll see. But 3.25. Something that needs to be addressed beforehand, and that is, according to some posts on social media, the WrestleMania sign caught on fire during this match. But the competitors and the referee never acted like anything was wrong. Unfortunately, this distracted the crowd for several minutes. This contest did not reach the same level of excitement as Doudrop versus Bianca Belair, but both women did a great job making themselves and each other look good. They didn't make any big mistakes and sold everything they did to each other. For two people who have almost no previous experience together, they worked well. It's just too bad the crowd did not seem to be into it. With louder reactions, this would have come across as a far bigger deal. 3 to 3.25 for this. Me personally, if I had any say in this, I would have Ronda go after Becky, and then that could open up and then you can still get to Naomi and Charlotte for Mania by having Naomi maybe win the Elimination Chamber next month. That would have been the simple way to do it. Simple, but if the plan is for them to do Ronda versus Charlotte, then the next best option would be for Becky and Bianca, and maybe have Bianca win the Chamber, and then Bianca can go after Becky, and then we can, finally, and then we can get the match for WrestleMania, and maybe Bianca wins the title there, as payback for what Becky did to her at SummerSlam. So that's the only way you can make that work. But like I said, guys, and I'm sure you both agree with me when I say, if I was in charge of booking, I would book Ronda versus Becky, have Ronda go after Becky to get payback from WrestleMania 35, and then have Naomi win the Chamber in Saudi Arabia, and then have Naomi go after Charlotte, and Naomi then becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion once again. And the hashtag Naomi deserves better will finally come to fruition. So, but that's just how I would do it. But obviously, it's not up to me. It's up to these monkey ridders, as we call them, and I'm sure it's going to go down Ronda versus Charlotte and Becky and Bianca. And to get to Becky and Bianca, I think they'll have Bianca win the Chamber, and then Bianca goes on to Mania, goes up against Becky, and then I believe Bianca will get another moment in the sun like she did last year. So get that payback on Becky from SummerSlam. So that's how I think it goes. But we'll see. You never know. They could throw a curveball. You never know. But MF, at the end of the day, Fox wants Ronda, and if you get her, business picks up. Move on.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. So with that said, we do indeed move on as we get to the WWE Championship match, as it was Brock Lesnar putting the title on the line against Bobby Lashley, winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 15 seconds, and new WWE champion Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, wins the championship, but it comes with a lot of controversy on this one, folks. Brock Lesnar setting up for the F5, the referee gets taken out in the process. Brock with the pin, and then Roman Reigns shows up spearing Brock Lesnar, and then Paul Heyman hands the WWE title to Roman Reigns for Roman to blast Lesnar with the belt. Bobby Lashley goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. What in the world was this? Okay. For one, I don't mind the title change. This actually does play out on a number of factors, but it also did a lot of foreshadowing for us later in the night. For one, Bobby Lashley winning the WWE Championship is humongous. It keeps the belt on Monday Night Raw. More importantly, it now cements Bobby Lashley as a competitor for WrestleMania. He now goes to Mania with the belt as the almighty WWE Champion. 2, obviously this now sets up Brock versus Roman. We all knew it was going to be for a title. We all knew it was going to be at Mania. There's no way you can't do this now. That's why I said it might have caused some foreshadowing from us thinking, all right, I think we know where this is going to go now. But I cannot, for the life of me, understand Paul Heyman. I mean, Heyman is the biggest flip-flopper I've ever seen in my life. And it's without a doubt one of the biggest things I have to say is like, are you kidding me? First, you backstab the tribal chief after he fires you, and you go immediately right to Brock Lesnar. Now, last night at the Rumble event, you hand the belt to Roman Reigns and then walk away praying to the tribal chief? What? This was a 3-star match. Solid fight, good match, everything was fine. The ending was left to be desired. Okay. How did this help Bobby Lashley as WWE Champion? It doesn't. Because of the fact that you actually hijacked his moment. You literally you actually weakened Bobby Lashley as the new WWE Champion. I mean, does anybody disagree with that? I don't. I hope not. Because he weakens him. And Roman, boy, you just messed up so bad. It's unbelievable. Now, you're probably going to get a very ticked off and very angry Brock Lesnar heading to SmackDown now. And you thought SmackDown was bad enough. We might, I can't confirm or deny, but we might get Ronda Rousey. Now we might get Brock Lesnar on SmackDown? Hello, Road to WrestleMania is about to get crazy on Friday nights. Anthony Florio, you predicted Bobby Lashley to win the title.
I did.
However,
I didn't have it this way.
Do you feel how I feel that this is a tainted victory for Bobby Lashley? You literally just...
Yeah, you made him look weak.
Just go.
I 100% agree with it all. I mean, your best option of a challenger, I mean, your best option is apparently back on SmackDown now, which makes no sense at all. Should have just kept him on Raw, and maybe we could have revisited Big E and Lashley. But it seemed like a weird move to put this match before the mixed tag team match, and it was even weirder for WWE to run a promo package featuring clips of metal forging right after the WrestleMania sign went on fire. This was exactly what it needed to be, though. It was two big dudes throwing each other around and beating each other up. Nobody expected a technical showcase. This was always going to be a series of power moves. The finish being so convoluted is one issue that we are going to call out. But this gave Lashley back the WWE Championship and very likely sets up Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It worked and was a fun way to accomplish two things at once. It would be nice if Big E re-entered the title hunt after this, but he appears to be back on SmackDown. I think the next best option, if it's not going to be Big E, I think the next best option I believe is Seth Rollins. And here comes another case of it, but another case of what I would do if I was running creative. But we'll get into that after. but because I want to wait for the Rumble match and then I'll address it. But as a whole, I believe MF, you gave this 3 to 3.25. I agree. 3 to 3.25 stars for this. Not quite the exciting showcase we were expecting, but that's really all there is to say on this. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, what says you about this? Are you with MF and his sentiments? I'm sure you are.
Oh, I'm certainly with MF on his sentiments. I mean, yeah, Bobby Lashley. I mean, I didn't mind it. It's just the way he won it was, like you said, it just makes him look weak. It makes him look weak as the champion. People are going to be like, you call this guy the Almighty. So why do you need someone to basically assist him? Doesn't make any sense at all. So, yeah, so 3.25. I agree with the rating. I mean, yeah, Roman's now going to have a very pissed off Brock Lesnar coming for him. And Paul Heyman, like you said, is the biggest flip-flopper. I mean, we thought he was back with Brock Lesnar, but it seems like it was all a ruse. So we'll wait and see how it all plays out. So there's really nothing more to say except let's move on.
All right, next up we have was Beth Phoenix and Edge, the great couple, going up against the it couple of The Miz and Mrs. The Miz and Maryse. The great couple wins the match in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
2.5 to 3 for this. WWE only booked 4 matches in addition to the 2 Rumble matches. As great as all 4 of these superstars are, this should not have been one of those 4 bouts. They paced it like a pay-per-view match and gave all 4 competitors enough time to shine, but something about it never quite clicked. It was as if everyone was stuck in second gear and couldn't hit that next level. This was more of a skit than a match. There wasn't much in the way of ring psychology, but it was entertaining if you enjoy that kind of thing. Everybody did good work. It just didn't live up to the reputations of these 4 stars. The last couple of minutes were better than everything that came before it, but it wasn't enough to make this better than something we could have seen on Raw or SmackDown. 2.5 to 3. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, 2.5 to 3. I mean, fine match, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't expected to be. It was a good match, but it could have been better. Absolutely. So, yeah, the right people went over on this one. So I'm not going to get much more into this. So Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. I thought it was okay. I mean, there was some moments where I was like, "Oh, this is great," and then there was some moments where I was like, "Yeah, no, this is not good." Solid. It was good. Nothing more to say. Main event, the Men's Royal Rumble match. Here we go. Starting it off was AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we had Austin Theory at 3, Robert Roode at 4, Ridge Holland at 5. Montez Ford at 6, Damian Priest number 7, Sami Zayn 8, Johnny Knoxville number 9, Angelo Dawkins was 10, Omos was 11, number 12 was Ricochet, 13 Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio at 14, Happy Corbin 15, Dolph Ziggler 16, Sheamus at 17, Rick Boogs at 18, Madcap Moss at 19, Riddle was number 20, 21, Drew McIntyre. He comes back from the neck injury just in the nick of time for WrestleMania season. Kevin Owens 22, Rey Mysterio 23, Kofi Kingston 24, 25 was Otis, 26 Big E, 27 Bad Bunny, 28 Shane McMahon. Yeah, Shane O'Mac at 28. And apparently, this is where Seth Rollins should have been in the match. But they did take him out. They put Shane in the match instead. Because they were saying it should be either him or Balor. What happened to Finn Balor? Balor was actually not in the United States. He actually was out of the country. I don't know what he was doing outside of the U.S., but he was not used in the Rumble. And of course, they were selling the injuries after the beatdown by Seth Rollins during his match against Roman Reigns. So obviously, that's how that played out. 29 was Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar was number 30. Now, order of eliminations. Started out with Robert Roode, eliminated by AJ Styles. Nakamura, eliminated by AJ Styles. Johnny Knoxville gets eliminated by Sami Zayn. However, Sami got eliminated by AJ Styles about a few seconds later. Then Omos had a big run, eliminating Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Damian Priest, and then Omos gets eliminated, and it took 6 to get him out. It took 6 of them to get him out. AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Ridge Holland, Ricochet, Chad Gable, and Dominic Mysterio. And you could actually say AJ Styles was the one that gave him the death blow, doing a variation of a phenomenal forearm into the pile that gave enough of a boost for Omos to go, and he was gone. Ricochet eliminated by Happy Corbin. So is Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic had one of the most scariest eliminations, man. If you saw his head literally bouncing off the mat when he got eliminated, man, that looked bad, how he got eliminated. Austin Theory got eliminated by AJ Styles. So was Ridge Holland was eliminated by AJ Styles. Chad Gable got eliminated by Boogs. Unfortunately, AJ, his Royal Rumble comes to an end. He was not only the Iron Man of it, lasting 29 minutes and 6 seconds, but had the most eliminations with 6 men eliminated by Madcap Moss. I can't believe Madcap Moss just eliminated AJ Styles. You got to be kidding me. But Happy Corbin eliminates Rick Boogs, but then Drew McIntyre comes out and eliminates both Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. Kofi Kingston had one of the most heartbreaking eliminations in this match. It was a botchamania, folks. Kevin Owens gets credited for the elimination, but Kofi made a mistake. Kofi got pushed into the little barrier, and normally he normally Spider-Mans himself. However, he misjudges it. 2 feet on the ground, out. Kofi is gone from the Royal Rumble. Sheamus gets eliminated by Bad Bunny. Dolph Ziggler gets eliminated by both Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio. It was a combo of lit. Then we had Otis eliminating Rey Mysterio. Kevin Owens got eliminated by Shane McMahon. And then RK Bro had 2 eliminations together, as they both got Otis and they got Big E, both in back-to-back. And then Brock goes on a run, eliminating Randy Orton, eliminating Bad Bunny, eliminating Riddle, eliminating Shane McMahon, leaving Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, the final 2 men in the Royal Rumble match. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble match in 51 minutes and 10 seconds, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. He wins the Rumble. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
Yeah, I thought this was a fine Rumble match. I mean, now with this outcome, this could open the doors for Brock to get his payback on Roman Reigns and the Universal title. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. So for me, when it comes to this, I'll give this about another 3.5 stars when it comes to this. So, Fletch, I mean, Brock Lesnar, he gets the win, but now you got this feeling that he's going to go after Roman. What says you, Fletch, as I hand it off to you?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it now. It's going to be Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania. And I do believe that that's going to happen. Now, like I said, I think the one thing that was coming out of WrestleMania, the one thing that was coming out of Mania in the forefront was that event. I just don't know what to say or what to think. It was a shocking turn of events. It was a shocking moment for us. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, look, do I think the right man do I think the right man won? I mean, fine. Brock wins. All right. I'm happy for him. But my God, man, I mean, how predictable can you be? Drew was there at the end. So you're thinking, all right, it's either going to be Drew or Brock. Brock, like you said, this could have gone a number of ways. What if Seth Rollins would have been in that Rumble? There was dirt sheets that says that Seth was the winner. Seth was going to win this Rumble. There's a lot of dirt sheets that's saying it right now. That this was going to be his moment, that he was probably going to go after. Now, you could have done a number of factors. You could have had him, because you could have done two things. Either A, had Seth go after Roman again and do one more match and do a rematch there. Or, yes, you could have done, you can do Seth versus the almighty Bobby Lashley, because you would have had two factors where it could have gone either way. But you get Brock, all right, not a big surprise. Brock wins. You know he's going to go after Roman, so that's no big surprise there. I just don't know if that's truly the right path. Even though it's everything that happened, there's really nothing more for me to say. So, Anthony Florio, Brock wins the Rumble. Not a big surprise. If you were running it, because I know you had a few theories or a few things on your mind, how would you have handled this Royal Rumble?
Wow. I would have had Drew win it again. I would have had Drew win it for the second time in 3 years. And I would have had Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. And I don't know about the WWE Championship now that Big E's on SmackDown again, I guess. But the Lesnar thing, I saw that coming from a mile away. I mean, I even said it in our Wrestling Forum News and Views Messenger chat. I said it. I said, watch, Brock's going to enter the Rumble and win it. Watch it. And it played out exactly the way I knew it would. He would enter at number 30 and win it all. And he did. This match had all the usual Rumble spots. We saw a big guy get eliminated by several people at once. We saw friends and partners turn on each other. And we even saw Johnny Knoxville hit a double leg takedown. For some reason, though, the men's Rumble never quite hit its stride. The crowd was clearly tired, and WWE has changed a lot of entrance themes lately, so there weren't too many big pops to be heard. Kofi Kingston botched saving himself when he was clearly supposed to land on the barricade, which deflated things even further. The cameras were missing eliminations, and somehow Bad Bunny was one of the most successful entrants in terms of eliminations. As soon as Brock Lesnar lost earlier in the night, speculation about him winning the men's Rumble began to run rampant on social media. WWE could and should have used this to put somebody else over, and instead still booked Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania, but management clearly thought this was the right call. So, I'm sorry. I know I'm probably being, a little dinky with this rating, but I don't give a damn. I can only give this 2.5 stars. I'm sorry. Worst fight of the night. Bullock, take it home. Oh, Bullock already led off. That's right.
I was going to say, I actually let off on it.
Yeah, Bullock already led off, so let's get to the overall review.
Yeah, no, I I have to feel, and I know a lot of people are slamming this Rumble match. Some of them are saying that this is probably one of the worst Rumble matches since 2006. I mean, I think you can make an argument there. I mean, I know a lot of people were definitely not a fan of this Rumble match. I know a few people were, but I don't know. I don't know. Overall review here, like I said, the entire event was a little bit of an average. I think the women's rumble definitely delivered. I think it was great. As far as the men's go, yeah, it was definitely not one of the best. I think they left a lot of good people or a lot of good talent left behind. I think the winners were predictable at best, especially after you were watching some of the events that happened that night. Um, I don't think there's anything more that you can say about it. I think it was just, it is what it is. That was exactly how it played out. Um, for me, this should have been a better thing than we got, but honestly, if I'm going to be very brutally honest with you, 5.5 out of 10. I mean, um, it just, it wasn't one of the better rumbles. It wasn't. It was a solid event, but there was too many bads than goods for me. Um, WWE's just got to get better. They got to get better going into the road to WrestleMania because this is really scary. And this is a crucial moment in your history. And if you can't deliver this, oh boy, I am definitely a little concerned with this road to WrestleMania for WWE. Like, I'm really honestly going to say that. Anthony Florio, what says you?
I say you overscored it. 5 out of 10 for me. This event had a couple of enjoyable matches and moments, but it fell a bit short. No, it fell a lot short for such an important show. I mean, Seth and Roman was the fight of the night. The women's rumble was better than the men's, and I'm not surprised by that. I said that it was going to be going in. And the other matches were just all right for me. So that's really all I can say there. So it's a 5 out of 10. Now Bullock taking home.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, there was plenty of bad than good with this, especially with some of the criticism that we have with this pay-per-view. So yeah, I'm not really gonna get more into this. So let's just put a ball on this.
And now we are indeed on the road to WrestleMania, and we will begin with the next show. That is Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. Tomorrow night, as he will be with alongside Michael Bullock and hopefully Dee Whitson. We don't know. Due to work commitments beyond my control, I will not be on the show, guys. So sorry about that in advance. But you guys will get to see me on Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Mayhem. That'll be the next time you'll get to see me. And that's it, guys. So until then, have a good night. We will see you. They will see you tomorrow night on the Tone 25 for Ridiculously Raw.